Data is the new oil. Large language models, generative AI, lake houses, data lakes, these are all things that you hear on a daily basis. But I'm not here to talk about that today. I'd like to focus on how, as an MGA, we put data to work and monetize data. I want to first start off this talk with a quote to set the context. Everyone will say that data is extremely important to the business. However, beyond that, people don't know what to do next. And I think it's so easy to latch on to these buzzwords that you hear every day and think that you're missing out, and that's what you need to focus on. And I'm here to tell you that that's not where you should put your focus on. I need to give a brief overview of my background and my company. Brown & Brown is the 5th largest independent brokerage in the nation. We provide risk management solutions to protect what our customers value most. Arrowhead Programs, which is what my team leads in for data science, represents 25% of last year's revenue. We represent more than $6 billion in written premium in personal, commercial, specialty, professional liability, and public entity segments. And we have delegated authority from more than 29 highly rated carrier partners. Arrowhead Programs is a house of brands ranging from insurance products from sports entertainment, commercial and personal earthquake, professional liability insurance, flood, and so on and so forth. So how does our data science team within Arrowhead Programs bring value to this diverse set of insurance products? There's 3 things. Improve operational efficiency, and this can be through automating submission triage and prioritization, or intelligent claims processing for things like subrogation. We also focus on supporting business decisions, where we find new revenue opportunities to create new product in close collaboration with our actuaries, or we find ways to improve customer retention and risk management. The last thing that I think is also very important for our team is we are experts in data storytelling and visualization. We work with a lot of complex data, and we have a lot of jargon within our own team as well, but that's not something that we share with the business side. We make the complex simple so that we can help the business leaders on our teams make the decisions that they need to make. So ultimately, what our team does is to reduce cost, increase revenue, and generate new revenue sources. This is what data monetization is all about. So I want to give an example of how we've done this within our organization. And by the way, this is generative AI's definition of an overwhelmed underwriter. So commonly, we look at ways to improve underwriter efficiency and prioritization. This is a table of all the submissions they need to work on. Which ones do they need to work on first? They have so many other things they need to do. How can we help prioritize their submission workload? Our goal is to help our underwriters be happy. So there's a process that we do with the businesses that we interact with within Arrowhead Programs. And we basically develop tailored predictive models to meet the needs of the diverse products that we have within our house of brands at Arrowhead Programs. The first step is we define the business problem. We work very collaboratively with the business leaders that we interact with to understand what are they trying to solve. Are you trying to improve your hit ratio? In this case, they're trying to improve their underwriters' time and efficiency so that they focus on the submissions that matter most so that they increase the revenue. Sometimes they inherently think, I need AI. I need some complex solution because I hear everyone else is doing this. And other times, you really don't need that. You can usually improve a process through automation, right? You don't need to spend a whole bunch of money and spend all the resources within your company to find some sexy solution to a problem that doesn't need solving that way. Once we've defined the business problem, we collaborate with the domain experts. In this case, it's going to be the senior underwriters who have an intuition and gut feeling of the submissions that are going to bind more likely than not. Our team works collaboratively with the business leaders and the senior underwriters to ensure that we capture their intuition and check it with the data that we have available. These are the hypotheses that they're creating with us. And we try to understand with the data that we're saying if those hypotheses check out to be correct, because not all the time is it supported within the data. And other times we have a very naive perspective of their business and the data and what leads to a submission to bind. And we'll share that result with them, and then the underwriters will sometimes be surprised with what we find in terms of the patterns that we see in the data and the submissions that are more likely to bind. This is the value that our team brings along with the underwriters' collaboration that we have. So it's not a one-way relationship. It's a very close collaborative interaction that we have that brings value to the team. And so once we analyze the data and share our perspectives, we build a predictive model, deploy an API, makes it very easy for our predictive model to give the result back to the policy admin system. And then we review the results regularly to ensure that it's meeting not only our expectations, but also the businesses. So in short, what this looks like is that a new submission policy is sent to a new submission is entered into the policy admin system, and then the system sends back the characteristics that our API needs to determine whether it's likely to bind or not. And then the system receives the likelihood score, and then the underwriter can sort which submissions to focus on first. So you have the same table where instead of not understanding which ones to focus on, you have a new grade column, for example, with low, medium, high, and then the underwriter can start their day looking at the high submissions first, so that these are the ones that are more likely to bind based on the historical data and what the predictive model is telling them. So what's the number one factor for success? Is it the tech stack? Is it the technology that we're using or the models that we have? I would argue that our number one factor for success is the people and the relationships that we have on our team. That will never go away. We are not looking to replace our underwriters. We are looking to enhance and augment them, right? We can't get rid of the decades of experience that our insurance teams have in their the lines of business. In my own experience, when I've been in other organizations, chasing after the data initiatives that you're wanting to achieve can seem like a lonely battle. You're fighting IT and getting data or access to data. You're not getting the buy-in from the leadership that you're hoping to get. What you really need is everyone else helping you along with this journey to achieve your data initiatives. You need marketing, IT, sales, your commercial business teams, your senior leaderships. Everyone needs to be involved and understand how data is going to be used to transform your business. If no one understands that, you're going to have a hard time achieving your objectives. So traditionally, what data teams look like is you have the analytical people in red and the business people in blue, okay? And if you're fortunate enough, you have someone that's working in between these positions to help translate those different languages, right? If the analytical people are talking about p-values and statistical models, that's not going to matter to the business people. And if the business people are talking about lingo that they only care about, or they're only going to rely on their gut intuition because that's all they care about, then you're also not going to get anywhere, okay? So how do you get these teams to work together? You need to have purple people. Purple people are people on the analytical side who have a deep appreciation for the business and the goals that the business leaders have, okay? And the business people have a deeper appreciation for the data and the value that that can bring to their business and transform to increase their revenue, be more efficient, or find data insights that they've never had before. So with purple people, you can create a data democracy within your organization. So how do you do this? Everyone needs to participate in data, from your frontline leaders, your underwriters, your claims adjusters, all the way up to your senior leadership. Likewise, your data people need to be able to communicate in a very effective manner why data is so important, okay? They can't be stuck in the closet or in the basement doing their own thing on their computer, right? They need to be outside with everyone else in the room talking about why data is valuable and how it can impact your business. The second thing is to seek out data influencers. These are, hopefully, people you've had interactions with, the business side, that have appreciation for data and can speak to the value that data brings to the organization, especially just some other business person that is very, very blue, okay? When you have that interaction of someone saying, I've worked with the data team and I'm able to do this now because I see the insights that I never had before, that is much more valuable than someone like me, because I'm not a peer to a business leader, trying to convince someone that they should use the data because that's what they should be doing, right? So it's more valuable if you have your peers talking to each other and speaking to the volume of the importance of data that can lead to your organization. And the third thing is to openly share knowledge. You can't just have these one-on-one conversations with people within your organization. You need to have free interactions of communities. You can create a data community within your organization that talks about how data can be used to more effectively operate your business. Or you can have success stories being shared of how data is being used within your organization and impacting your business. Those stories are impactful because they provide examples of how others are using data in your business so that it becomes more tangible to you, right? And the last thing I'd like you to think about is not just internally within your organization, but also your external relationships. This could be your customers, your end users. For us, it's our carrier partners. As an MGA, our carrier partners are super important to us, of course, right? But we don't want to just be seen as an underwriting support agency. We want to provide the analytical expertise in data science and actuary science so that we can increase the profitability for our carrier partners. That's how our vision is with our external customers. So I hope today that if you're interested in building out data solutions for your companies and you're chasing those opportunities with data, that you find ways to build strong collaborative relationships with your data and business teams. And then second, to make data everyone's business, from your frontline leaders to your senior leadership. If you, thank you. If you'd like to read more about this topic, Data Everyone's Business is a great read. Thank you so much for your time.